This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, yes, thank you for joining. So let's start from today onwards. We'll go with Azure DevOps data engineering process. So till now, like whatever the classes happen, that just for knowing the information, what is happening in the market. So now focus from today, like how we are going to start our Azure DevOps data engineering course. So here, like before going to do, like we have developers and we have operation team. You can say operations team. Okay. So what developers will do? So developers create applications. Okay, as per stakeholder requirement or customer requirement. As per customer requirements. So that is everybody know. Right? What operations team will do, uh, deploy applications on live servers. Okay, and manage. So you got the difference between developers and operations team. Everybody, just in simple one, you need to understand developers can create the applications as per the requirement and the operations team can deploy the applications on live servers and manage. Are you clear this point, everyone? So till now, whatever you understand, just let it be done. From today, you just focus on the main theme. Okay, clear everyone? Because you should not confuse with your multiple answers. And one line answer that must be satisfied in interview. Not for interview, even for your general understanding. Okay, fine. So what is the responsibility of a developers, or you can say developers responsibilities? Like what do you mean by developers responsibilities here? You know, let's understand. As we know, first we discuss here, or you can say develop apps, okay, application and new components or features, new features implementation, okay, new features implementations and so and mingle or connect and collaborate, okay, connect and collaborate with other developers This is also, as we know, because you are working in one module and other developers in like working on other module, but both developers are working in different modules but only one application. Okay, and you can say maintain versions. Okay, and you can say here, and you can say push the code to the operating team or operations team as per develop the modules or whatever you can say. Okay, so we have multiple things: new features implementation, or you can say develop modules. Okay, this is just general responsibilities of developer. Now same thing you understand operations team responsibilities. Operations team responsibilities. So these responsibilities, before going to know understand, we have three environment guys. Like okay, so let's see. We have first environment dev environment. Okay, second QA environment, and third one is prod environment production. Okay, or live. So here developers developers can develop the logics, business logics or transformations, business logics or transformations. Fine. And here QA, that means testers can test the applications or test the logics or business logics and verify, validate logic and validate and verify whether it is correct or not. Okay, and if everything is fine, then push the code into live. Okay, by admin team, that you can say operations team. Okay, first of all, are you clear this point? Because it's very important. Dev environment, QA environment and production environment. Are you clear these 3 points? Because it's common activity in software for any developer, right? Are you clear this point or not? I am asking. Dev, QA and production. If you are not able to answer, I can't say. If you are clear, I can move on. Your response is very important, right? So don't be idle, okay? Make sure. So 50% of subject in Azure DevOps will come with interactions and the way, not for the pure technical. Okay, so maintain that habit of interacting here. Okay, so dev, QA and production environment, and here developer responsibilities can in dev environment whatever QA, and we can test it. Now operations team responsibilities, and you can say like managing hardware and software operations. Okay, so we can maintain hardware and networking or whatever software operations, whatever you can say. And you can say planning or plan, or you can say providing environment for testing and deployment or production to go on live servers. Okay, for testing environment and production environment, if you want to test the code in production, in the testing environment, we need one environment for testing. So operation team will provide testing environment and production environment for to push the code or application to the live servers. Okay, and we can see deploy the apps and also build database. So building the database or and also deploying the apps live is the major responsibilities of operation team. And bug free, making bug free apps. Okay, that is also one of the responsibility. And validate and monitor the performance, validate and monitor the performance, and generate the reports. So these are the major responsibilities of operations team. Fine. So here the main discussion is developers and operations team together. First, if you want to understand why this Azure DevOps related thing happen in the market is, you need to understand this environment. So what is this dev environment and QA environment and production environment is, right? When you are working on dev, QA and production, some code will work dev environment properly. When you are moving this code into QA also it will work, and production environment, the environment will change. Then same code whatever we develop, and okay, let me take it here. First one, multiple environments make hectic process for developers to push the code into live, because different environment taking the permissions and accessibility and getting the approvals, role approvals, everything, it is making lot of hectic process for the developers. And also need lot of permissions between the environments which can causes time delay. So to get the permissions and approvals for the owners, whatever, for deploying, for whatever, this is completely like time taking process. So if I want testing, for example, I'm working in developer, like I need like production support, then I need to raise the ticket. Then the ticket will take lot of time to resolve. When I get approval, then only I can get, I can push the code. But till that time approval, like ticket approval, I need to wait. That means lot of time delay will happen. Even though my code is ready to push, but I don't have permissions to do that. So need lot of permissions between the environment, which can causes time delay. And more team members will be involved in dev, QA, and production environment, which can, or you can say environment. More team members will be involved in development, QA, quality assurance, and production makes more confusion and leads to human errors due to lack of skills. So now when you are moving the code like from development and QA and production, we can't get all the people are like quality people. So due to some, like, what will happen if developers are good, maybe sometimes testers are not good. If testers are good, then developers also sometimes not good. And both are perfect means in production also sometimes not good. Like what will happen due to lack of skills, and there are chances and possibility are like getting the human errors, okay, which can escalate that. And you can see, but when you are having, this is just general talk what we have seen this in the real environment, okay. And to avoid this all possibilities, okay, to avoid this all, like to avoid above bottlenecks, okay, to avoid above bottlenecks, here DevOps was introduced. Okay, what will happen, they will create developer and operations team. Developers and operations team can work together in same environment and create a data pipeline for smooth process, right? So this is the major advantage of this. Developers and operations team can together work in same environment and create a data pipeline for smooth process, right? So there is here continuous collaboration and continuous environment, like continuous deployment and continuous integration is happening. Got my point? So this is the major advantage. And but just I want to talk about few words about here DevOps. Okay, and here it is, DevOps is not a software. Okay, it is not a software, it is a process actually. Okay, and DevOps is not a job. Okay, engineer role. Okay, and DevOps is not a technology. Okay, so it is a process. It is a process of data engineering. You know, data engineering. Let's say engineering is means it's a research on, like research. Data engineering means data research. Got my point? It is a process of data engineering. It's not a software, it's not a job, it's not a technology. Okay? So DevOps is an idea or a process to create correct way, okay, to solve the problem for the developers and operations team within the organization. Okay? So we can understand it is idea or process of creating accurate accurate path accurate path or pipeline for the dev and operations team in the company. So whatever they are facing, developers and operations team, for them we are creating an accurate path or pipeline to solve that problem. That's why we are going to use it. It's a Azure, or like I'll speak about Azure and data, or you can say DevOps. So you can see we will, like, what is main advantage of this means CI and CD. CI and CD means here continuous integration, or you can say continuous integration and continuous deployment. Continuous deployments. Now continuous integration means developers and testers and operations team will use multiple technologies, and new, like, we need to integrate with each and every technology, like developer, tester and production team. Different tools we need to integrate it. That means continuous integration is happening. Deployment means we need to push every time the code into live after verifying. Then it means continuously we need to deploy into the live. That means continuous integration and continuous deployment can happen in DevOps engineering process. So we can say DevOps, we can say continuous journey. Continuous journey is called, you can say, DevOps, right? So creating a data pipeline, creating a data pipeline for continuous delivery or deployment. Deployment is also, we can call it as continuous delivery also. So we can provide, there are like multiple automation tools for both our, you can say IT team, like operations team, and you can say developer, and create like one exact data pipeline to move on the smooth process for helping developers and operating team. So that is the major advantage of this, right? So when we are starting and design and implementation with some tools, like you can say continuous automation, like continuous integration and continuous delivery, all the team work together. The main goal is delivery. So all the people from developers, QA and production team, everyone can work together to achieve the exact goal about the project, right? So which means people having both development and operation or operations teams, whatever their skill set they have, together they can work with the CI and CD, and monitoring, continuous monitoring also will happen, but it is included in deployment only. Okay, to respond quickly to the customers. Now continuous deployment means it is included continuous monitoring also. Whenever team get any bugs, why monitoring is happen? Immediately when bugs will come and need to fix immediately, that is also important. So to design, develop, deploy and monitor on time without wasting, like making everyone to work together to develop and deploy the applications on time without any issues, like maybe bug free applications. So that is how the DevOps was introduced, right? Hope you understand now. So today's topic is very, very important. The major problem with the DevOps, why DevOps was introduced, and why, like what are the problems that you face if DevOps was not introduced, right? Hope you are clear till this point, guys. Now understand step by step and get the clarity in it. Okay, fine. So if somebody will ask what is DevOps, why it was introduced, what is the roles of developers and operation team, why DevOps was introduced between developer and operations team, and what exactly mean by DevOps, like what do you mean by continuous integration and continuous deployment. So everything you need to know in a generic way, right? So let's understand, when you are having like DevOps engineering process like Azure, whatever the technology. So first you will be having like agile planning. So I will give you just brief information about version control. Okay, and you can say, as you know, continuous integration, right? Continuous continuous integrations, and fourth one, continuous delivery or deployment. Okay, continuous delivery or deployment, anything is fine. And you can say continuous monitoring also there. Continuous monitoring. So agile planning, like what is agile like? So it is works as a chunks or sprints, okay? And it will create a backlog and all the sprints will be there, and all the team member can assign the sprints and manage which are the priority things, okay, which need to do first and which need to do last. Get clarity on it, okay, where you can say we have a backlog is there. So backlog folder we will create like stories, sprint stories, bugs, any other information, story points, whatever we can able to create these agile chunks or sprints. That is the first plan. You know, agile planning, why? The first and foremost important thing is which need to do the task first, which need to do the task last, which is priority, which is not priority. We are going to get through agile planning. That is the first one. Second one is version control. Usually we can go and use the Git and GitHub for making the code efficiency and code storage, okay, and always continuously we can push and we can able to get it. But here it is, we can create a common space for every developer. We will be able to track every changes in the code what is happening, and to get what code is changes every time, and when it is, what type of changes is happen, who is going to change it, everything we are going to track it. And also, and we can able to create versions based on the changes. If you want to get old code based on the old version, we can able to pick up, and instead of editing each and every time. So version control is also very important for like monitoring the activities such as deployments, changes, okay, tracking everything based on the requirements. We can go with the Git and GitHub with the version control, which we will maintain local and high level common repository. That is also we can. And continuous integration, we can always automate how to build and test the code. Continuous integration, I already told you, we have developers, testers, and production team. Developers can use one tool, tester can use other tool, and deployment, or you can say production, will use other environment, other process. So here we have multiple tools introduced for creating a unique data pipeline. In that we need to integrate, means connect for each and every technology or each and every tool, we need to connect it, so that we need to execute and we need to run the code every time and commits each and every time, okay, which is happening as version control. Now when we having continuously commits and continuously making version control changes, we can able to find out the defects easily. Got my point? And also we can able to get it a positive and speed and performance of the feedback, we can able to get it from the team members, where which process is getting low, we can able to find out very quickly. So multiple tools can integrate for test and for run the code and test the code, we can happening on continuous integration process. Build, and we can build the code and test it. Now, what I mean by continuous delivery or deployment is how we are going to test it and configure it, and you can say deploy from developer to QA environment or production environment. So continuous delivery or deployment is going to help how we are going to test it, how we are going to configure it, how we are going to deploy, and from developer environment to QA environment to production, which, which is going to make the smooth process in continuous deployment or delivery. Now, continuous monitoring. So we will always monitoring is very important after giving sign off or after or deploying the application on the live, tracking the live escalations like ticket L1, L2, L3 based on ticket, based on the ticket can able to work and close it that all the defects. So here application performance uses, how they are going to use this, how many members are coming, like we can track everything to improve the performance of the application. So here continuous monitoring will help us to create smooth process for finding the defects quickly and closing the process. Okay, so that is how we can understand it. Got my point, guys? Are you clear till this point, everyone? So because the DevOps, Azure DevOps related thing will help us agile planning, version control, continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous monitoring. You can say DevOps goals. You can say what are the DevOps goals? You can say or advantage, whatever. Right? Super. Okay. Now the biggest challenge is breaking down the process based on the rules and regulations are some areas, hectic areas, right? So DevOps, the disadvantages also will happen. First of all, it is adopting the technology like DevOps here. DevOps is like going to gym, right? First, what will happen when we go to gym and it is very hot, like body pains will come, we can't able to lift hand the first few days. The often if more exercise with new methods, then after few days you will be getting free of mind and relax, and it is easy to do gym practices, right? Because before adapting the gym, it is first get lot of like pains and need more strong, what you can say, um, strong energy is required to adapt it. After adapting, it is easy. Same thing DevOps also, or Azure data engineering DevOps process is also, before it is adapting, it is really tough and very hectic process. But after that, it is smooth process, which you will more relaxation and creating positive energy and making strong muscles, like you get strong in technical skills, right? So that is how you can take it into the mostly. how you can adopt it, this technology, is the major responsibility, right? So that is, you make it here smart goals. You know, these are very important and timely achievable changes. So it is like specific. Okay, the goal must be specific, what you are going to achieve that plan. You must have a specific goal, otherwise DevOps will not help. Okay, and measurable. Okay, so your goal from the DevOps team, what you are like, how much success you want, how much percentage of success you want to calculate it. You want like 6 months, 1 year, and what you are going to means that should be calculated. Okay, and the goal should be achievable, right? Achievable. So now whatever you are going to happen, okay, that should be within the limits. So let's say a person can eat, let's say suppose two biryani, let's say. Now if you are as a human being, your goal is to eat 15 biryanis at a time. That should not achievable target. So that means your goal should be achievable, right? And also, and that should be relevant, and you are achieving whatever the goal, that should be relevant means, like, you want up to what extent. And for example, you are just main goal is dev and operation team, dev and IT operation team, their problem solution, right? Now here client CRs change request are taking more client requests, taking more client requests is not your relevant goal. Okay, one or two, or sometimes it's okay, but this is not acceptable. That goal, whatever you are, that is major responsibility to avoid the problem, such a problem, performance issues or technical issues, or whatever the environment issues between the developer and IT operations team. Your relevant goal should be for them, not for all activities, right? Deadline, increasing the deadline of the project, that is not your goal. Okay, and time bound, within the limit, within the time limits. So this is how the adaptability of DevOps should you can able to work on it. Okay, so like speed and rapid delivery, reliability, scale, and improved collaboration, highly security. The benefits of DevOps over the traditional IT system. Before introducing DevOps, like speed of the applications are not good, rapid delivery is not extended, and collaboration techniques also not improved, and highly secure is not clear. So after DevOps were introduced, and getting the speed in the performance and rapid delivery deployment, and also improved collaboration techniques and providing high security, that the DevOps was introduced like that, right? So deploy more frequently, that is also happen. Reduce the lead time, means we can say commit. So to commit and to make the code changes very quickly, the time gap between this, as I told you, right, approvals required and all that, and you are going to reduce the time limit, okay, and reduce the failure rate, change request failure rate also. Even sometimes it's normally we can get production issues escalations, so they can create like based on the priority level like L1, L2, L3, and to close those tickets it will take a lot of time. So that means can fixing the time is also very quickly, and also making awareness in the application itself, because through continuous monitoring we can avoid the failure rate, okay, and recover from more incidents more quickly. Sometimes everything will be crashed, sometimes you need to get the data recover, data backup very quickly, so that is also possibility will be there, right? So the information whatever I spoke today is based on the DevOps research reports and surveys that was conducted with more highly technical professionals worldwide. After explaining them, these are the advantages of through Azure DevOps. So those information is given to you. Okay. So that is how the DevOps was introduced. Right. So tomorrow I will talk about continuous integration and continuous delivery or deployment. Okay. I hope you are clear today, everyone. Right. Great. So tomorrow I will discuss about what is continuous integration, continuous delivery or deployment, and what are the DevOps tools we are going to use it. Everything we are going to explain it tomorrow. So from today onwards, the classes will continue. Okay. So ignore whatever you have learned previously, and from today onwards you can start focusing on it. Okay. Fine. Okay, guys. So thank you very much. We'll connect tomorrow to talk more about Azure DevOps related things. So Azure and DevOps are commonly integrated, because only DevOps, only Azure will not help us. Azure DevOps related thing which is integrating, you will get engineering techniques in a strong fundamentals. After that we can go which way you can take it, that is based on our progress. Okay guys, so thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.